I am Cecilia Munoz, and I'm the President's Domestic Policy. Yeah, well, I think there's a continuum, and I say this to particularly to young people who are making career decisions a lot, that there is a continuum of ways to make a difference, and direct service and community organizing is on one part of the continuum, and we need great people doing those things. And, advocacy and public policy and work in government is on another end of the continuum. We need great people doing those things, and the key is finding out where your voice is strongest, where you belong, because that's where you'll be successful and that's where you make the biggest contribution to people. And I learned that I'm an advocate, and that's where I belong on the continuum. And to my astonishment, that path has led me into government, and that's now where I'm trying to, place my brick on the road for people. And so I came in at a really fascinating time, as it turns out, in our community's history and in the country's history. And I will always be proud of having played a little role in, at the moment that we went from being invisible to being visible as a community, which happened around the 2000 census when Hispanic Americans became the largest minority in the country. Suddenly, people figured out that we were here, and they had a lot of questions about, where did we come from? Who are all these people? Suddenly, they're the largest minority in the country. What does that mean? And our job was to really communicate the answer to that question. And what's so interesting is that that question got posed as oh my gosh, who on earth are you people, and what do you intend to do with my country? And of course, we didn't just get here, it's our country too. And we saw ourselves and see ourselves as agents of change. We're part of what's going to make this country a better place, what's going to catapult us into the future. It's a very positive, affirmative, optimistic vision, not just for the community, but for what it means. 6 years ago, the U.S. Senate passed a comprehensive immigration reform, a bipartisan comprehensive immigration reform. We had 23 Republican votes on that bill. And the following year, the bottom fell out of the debate, and we have yet to recover. So this year, in 2012, at the moment, we have zero Republicans willing to even have a conversation with the president about an immigration reform. And this is despite the fact that some of the same Republicans who voted for an immigration reform 6 years ago are still there in the Senate, but won't enter in the conversation with us. And so our job is to break the logjam and create the space for the partners that we need so that we can get this done, because it's an economic